Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Hope everyone is doing good. Today we are going to draw this beautiful couture by Pamela Roland in watercolor. Watercolor is a very versatile medium. You can mix colors and form new color shades, and you can give different type of effects. So I am using this Camel Artist watercolor cakes. You can use watercolor tubes as well. I'm sure these colors are easily available in any type of watercolor. So I shall begin with the skin rendering. I'm mixing raw sienna and burnt sienna in equal proportion. And I diluted the color with a good amount of water to form this thin layer of the color. And start by first layering of the color on your skin and go slowly with uniform brush strokes. The painting brush which you are using to color also plays a very major role in giving very smooth blending. So don't choose a brush which is very stiff. Always go for brush which are very soft. You can feel the brush bristles and see it yourself. If it's soft, then only use those kind of brush, especially for the skin, because we need a very smooth blending of the skin. In between, you can always go and dab your brush over the tissue paper, which will absorb your excess water on the brush and also make your brush clean in between. And now I'm mixing little burnt umber to the remaining color to make the color little more saturated or dark, you can say, to give this extra shadows on the skin. Often it becomes a little tricky to blend the base color with the shadows and everything if you are using watercolor, and you can always skip this part. I mean, just give the base color with your watercolor medium and move directly to the pencils to do the remaining job of highlighting and giving the shadows and marking the outlines. For the hair too, if you are using watercolor medium, always start by giving a light base color and then you can go layer by layer. I mean, you can use a darker tone over this color and give those fine strokes of the hairline. So my watercolor base is done. I will be using pencil colors from the Polychromos range to give the structure over the skin now. So guys, it's totally up to you which pencil color brands you want to use. Not necessary that you have to use Polychromos only, but I have just mentioned the names here, whichever I am using, and you can use any pencil color you want, but just make sure that it's quite similar to your base color for the proper blending. If the contrast is too much between your base color and the pencil color, it would look a little odd. Here you can see that I'm using a very sharp pencil which is darker than my base color. I mean, the pencil color here is giving a definition and the outline to my legs and hands and even the collarbone. So I hope you can understand now that whichever base color you are choosing, use a darker shade of the pencil to give the border. Also, you can use the black pencil to give little shadows, especially under your face. I think I like adding little shadows below my face or behind the hands. I mean the hand which is just behind the dress. And finally, for the hair, I am using walnut brown to give the strokes. So yeah, this is the same thing again, how you need to use a pencil color which is little darker than your base color even for the hair to show the fine lines of your hair. Now for the very fine detailing, like drawing the eyebrows and the eyes, I always use the Micron fine liner. Also because if you are drawing a tan head croquis, your face will be anything around 1 inch, so it may not be always possible to show so much of detailing in the one head face. So adding some detail with the Micron fine liner is a very good option. And also you can show the lips using gel pen, which is also a very fast medium, and it is also on the safe side. I mean, watercolor for the eyes and the lips can be little tricky, especially for the beginners, so I will suggest you to use mediums like this fine liners or gel pens, or even if you sharp your pencil colors very finely, you can also use that. So lastly, I'm using the black pencil to give the final outline to all the structures here. And you can also see that how I am using this light flesh color to blend. And yeah, I think I'm done with the skin. Let's move to the garment rendering now. So to make the beautiful purple shade of the garment, I have mixed violet and carmine. First thing first, I will give this light wash of the color here. And yes, we have lots of detailing to show, which I will show layer by layer using watercolor only. So guys, the trick to work with watercolor is that we have to understand every detail very properly and how we can achieve the look going layer by layer. Now going layer by layer means that we have to work in layers. I mean, first you can give the base color, and after that you can mix some gray or some black with your base color and give the shadows in your garment, like at the edges of your waistline where it is bending towards the inside, or behind your hand, or just below your neck bone, or behind the leg where it will cast maximum of the shadows. So after that you can finally move to the surface ornamentation. Whatever work is done over the garment, you can do that. And lastly, when you are done with all of these steps, you can go to mark your folds and give the final shadows in the folds or in the crease lines. So guys, another important thing you need to know is that always let your base color dry nicely, then only do the other detailing. I mean, let the water get absorbed nicely and then only move to more detailing work. Okay, now coming to the surface ornamentation, whatever detailing you can see over the garment, here is some sequence look, and there is a certain direction and the flow of the work which you can see in this reference picture. And I'm just marking everything nicely with my pencil first, so that it's easier for me to do the coloring. So I will also suggest you the same, that whatever line you see in your garment, I mean the direction, always give some little outline with the pencil, which will help you and guide you while coloring. Now to achieve the sequence look, you can see that there are multiple colors all together forming the glow and the shine and the shadows, and we are going to do the same. I mean, use different colors together like black, some white and some base color mixed with little amount of gray to give this variation in the color tones. And finally, I'm using this acrylic color, which is very opaque, to give the final white highlights. I mean, you can use watercolor also, but watercolor is not that much of opaque. Either use acrylic or poster color to give this solid chunks of white highlights. So here you can see how I'm going line by line in the vertical form and using different colors from my palette, like I said before, some black, some white, some gray, and some of the base color mixed with gray or some black. So it's all up to you how you are picking up the colors from your palette and how this is combined together to show this glittery effect. So here you can see that behind the leg at this portion the area is dark and there are some white highlights, I mean at the folds. So this is the look you can achieve with watercolor only. I mean at first we have used a very light wash of the color to make it less saturated, but to show the darker tone we will use more of the color and less of water to show this darker part. And lastly mix little black with the color and give this type of shadows. To give the effect of the ostrich feather, you can use pencil colors also to give this kind of strokes. I mean it's all up to you, but if you want to give it with watercolor you can do that too. And I'm using combination of many colors like some white and some black and some of the base color. I mean the same thing which I did with the sequence work only, and showing with different types of colors will give this kind of variation in the look, and the ostrich feather will look more fuller, and you have to give this kind of multiple strokes to give this heavy look of the ostrich feather in the borders. So keep on giving the strokes with your thin brush, and this is going to take little time to achieve the kind of feather look here. And also you can use some black at the end on your garment to give the final highlights and the detailing and the shadow look. And here I am done with my illustration. I hope you all enjoyed this easy tutorial on watercolor study, and if you are new to the channel do subscribe it, and I will see you all soon. Till then, take care.